The first time I met Kobe Bryant, he said something to me that changed my life forever. Having grown up so closely around the game, I'd always heard this urban legend of how insanely intense Kobe's individual workouts were. Well, when I found myself on his camp staff, I figured this is my chance. This is my shot. So at my earliest opportunity, I walked up to Kobe and asked if I could watch one of his private workouts. He was incredibly gracious. He smiled. He said, "Sure, man, no problem. I'm going tomorrow at 4. I couldn't think of a legitimate reason of why I couldn't be somewhere at 4 in the morning, so I committed myself to being there, and I figured, if I'm gonna be there anyway, I may as well leave my mark. I may as well show Kobe how serious of a trainer I was. So I came up with the plan to beat him to the gym. So I set my alarm for 3 a.m.
You know, look, I always try to outwork people, right? That's just how I made my mark. So the game was at 7. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna come to the Staples Center because we're playing. This is when the Lakers had Kobe and Shaq. Okay, this is like the championship Lakers. So you know, I'm gonna get there at 3 o'clock, and I want to make sure I make 400 made shots before I go back into the room, and then I sit in the sauna and I get ready for the game.
It was 2008. The Redeem team was formed, and we were in Vegas for the start of training camp, and we were getting ready for the Olympics in Beijing. We're going to head to Beijing, and I wanted to establish myself as a young leader on the team by waking up bright and early, day one. So the goal was to be the first one at breakfast. So I set my alarm.
The next morning, the alarm goes off. I quickly jump up, I get myself dressed, I hop in a cab, and I head to the gym. Now, when I arrive, it's 3:30 in the morning, so it's pitch black outside. But the moment I stepped out of the cab, I could see the gym light was already on. From the parking lot, I could faintly hear a ball bouncing and sneakers squeaking. I walked in the side door of the gym. Kobe was already in a full sweat. See, he was going through an intense warm-up before his formal workout with his trainer started at 4.
Get in the car, get to the gym, get there, and as I'm walking onto the court, who do I see? I see Kobe Bryant, already working out. And I'm like, okay, it's kind of cool, it's Kobe.
I make sure I'm up by sunrise. I get out of bed, I put on my gear, and I head downstairs. But when I get there, Kobe's already there, with ice packs on his knees, drenched in sweat. Now, it took me a minute to figure it out, but this guy wasn't only awake before me, he had already worked out. He had just played in the finals days earlier. Meanwhile, I'd been off for months and I was still exhausted.
So I worked out for a good hour and a half. And when I came off, after I was done, I sat down, and of course I still hear the ball bouncing. I look down, I'm like, this guy's still working out? He was working out for like, it looks like he was in a dead sweat when I got here. Right. And he's still going. And it's not like his moves are nonchalant or lazy. He's doing like game moves, you know? I sit there and I unlace my shoes. I'm like, I want to see how long this goes. So I sit out there and watch another 25 minutes. And he got done.
We're in Vegas, you know, we're training and all of that. And we want to go out. So we all go out, everybody but Kobe. Come back to the hotel about 5:30 or 6 in the morning. And guess who's in the lobby on his way to the gym?
Kobe is downstairs in the lobby with his bag and his sneakers and his gloves, like weightlifting gloves. And we're like, oh, where you, like joking, like, where the f you going?
Like, where you going, bro?
I'm going downstairs.
I'm going to the gym.
And in my mind, I'm like, what the?
This motherfucker Kobe was already like drenched in sweat. And we was like, oh yeah, he different.
Like, man, it's 4 o'clock, man, I'm 5 o'clock, I'm going to sleep. I see you at practice.
What he had done that morning was incomprehensible to me. That dedication he had only days after falling short of an NBA championship. That taught me something I've never forgotten. Legends aren't defined by their successes. They're defined by how they bounce back from their failures.
So after games, I'm like, hey, Kobe, like, why were you in the gym for so long? He's like, because I saw you come in. And I wanted you to know that it doesn't matter how hard you work, that I'm willing to work harder than you.
Wow.
And he's like, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, I'm not saying I dislike you as a person. You inspire me to be better.
Right.
And it was the first time I started to see this level of competitiveness where I said, I need to start doing more.
Even the most aggressive players in the NBA, they're going to get in 2 workouts a day during the off season. First one is usually around 9 or 10 a.m. and then they'll take a lunch break and then they'll come back at 3 or 4. So his mindset was, if everyone else in the league is going to be doing 2 workouts a day, I'm going to do 3, because I'm going to do 1 more than they're doing. And the only way I can squeeze that in is if I get up and do it at 4. So when he's coming home from his first workout, his competition is just waking up to go in for their first workout. So then he's doing his second workout while they're doing their first. And then it's the compounding interest effect of, if I do this every single day in the off season, for not just years, but in his case, decades, he said, no one will ever catch me. Because every time I wake up, I'm going to do 1 more than you're doing. You'll never catch me. And I think that's part of what gave him that, that Mamba mentality. Now, I would hope that the primary lesson from that story is blatantly obvious. And that is, this coming Monday, I want every one of you to start your workday at 3 a.m. No, I'm just kidding, of course. Take a breath. Here's what I do want you to do. I want you to spend this upcoming weekend getting clarity on the basics that you need to focus on to raise your game. In other words, I need you to get crystal clear on the fundamentals that you need to work towards mastery of, primarily during the unseen hours, so that you can show up consistently as the best version of yourself, ready to make a meaningful contribution to everyone and everything around you.